Please let me know if you can hear me. Some people are saying that they can't hear me. We were having some issues earlier with that. If you can hear me now, please let me know as you are coming on. I believe it's working. If not, please let me know as you're getting in. So, again, I am having lunch, and what I'm having for lunch today, what y'all having for lunch? I love peas, so I have peas with my sun-dried tomatoes, and I love vegetables so much. Vegetables are my favorite. That's pretty much the way that I eat most of the time. It's with vegetables, more of a plant based. But I wanted to come on. I wanted to hear from my ladies. I want y'all to tag everybody right now. Do me a favor, just start tagging every woman that you know, because I need y'all to answer some questions. In the comment section, you will see the website for Why Men Cheat webinar. It's a free webinar on this Saturday. You need to go to that link and sign up. I'm going to really deal with some issues that I believe women definitely need to have a discussion about. And I want to hear from you on today about this question. Why do you think men cheat? I want you to tell me in the comment section, why do you think men cheat? Why do you think that there are a lot of issues in relationships? And what do you think some of the causes are? Start tagging people right now. I'm only going to be on for 30 minutes. I want you to share with me what you're eating for lunch. Also, I want you to put in the comment section why you think men cheat. Because I'm going to give y'all my thoughts. I'm going to share with you my thoughts on this, but I want to hear your thoughts first. Why do you think that we are in relationships when we first meet someone, we're so in love and they're just the best, and ooh, they do open the door for us, they do all these great things, and once we get into the relationship, we start to see that there's some things that are changing, the way we're treated, and then some other issues happen. This webinar that I am doing on Saturday is going to walk you through the process. It's going to walk you through the process. Oh, Linda Summers, you eating a tuna hoagie. Where did you get it from? I like tuna. Tuna is delicious. That's awesome. What else is anybody else eating? I love tuna hoagies, Sister Linda. That's awesome. But I really wanted to just to pop on because I want all of y'all to come over to this free webinar. Have you ever been cheated on? Have you ever been cheated on? I think let's just start there. Well, let me start with me. I have. I've been cheated on. And have anybody else been cheated on? Angie, you said because they're bored. Girl, make sure you come over to the seminar. You said because they're bored. That is so funny. I had a young man. Girl, that is hilarious. Yeah, in some cases, I do believe that they are bored, but there's a lot of other reasons behind why men cheat in relationships, because there's so many facets to the cheating. You know, a lot of times when we think about cheating, sometimes we always think just about the intimacy side of cheating, but there's so many other facets. Do me a favor, tag right now. I need everybody tagging. Share right now that I am on. I want to talk. I want to have a conversation with all of you beautiful, powerful women during your lunchtime. I want to know what you're eating. Want to invite you to come to the free webinar that's going to be on this Saturday. Click on the link. It'll take you right there. It is whymencheatwebinar.com. I need you in the building. It is free. Say it with me. Free. FREE. It is free. But I'm going to walk you through 3 reasons why men cheat. But I'm also going to give you some powerful nuggets that I believe will help you to get a better understanding and how to get past some of those things that most of us we're still holding on to. Oh, good. Linda Summers said mom issues. That's a very good point, Linda. Very good point. Mom issues. Wow. That is something that we definitely need to uncover so that we can get a clearer understanding. I would love to hear some more comments. I need y'all tagging. Everybody start tagging everybody. What's going on, Shay Shay? Girl, what you eating for lunch? Are you eating anything good? Hey, Shay Shay, thanks for coming on, sweetie pie. I love you so much. Girl, why do you think men cheat? Why do you think men cheat? Do you think they cheat? Does it have anything to do with the person that they're with that they're cheating? Why do you think they're cheating? Why do you think they are stepping out of their relationship, stepping outside of their marriage? Why? Why do you think those things are happening? Oh, Linda also stated low self-esteem. Very good. Low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. That's very, very good. Good comment. I want all of y'all, listen, do me a favor right now. Can you do me a favor? Tag, tag, tag. I need everybody tagging everybody in right now. I want all of my women to come in. Question: have you ever been cheated on? I told you I've been cheated on. I've been in so many in situations and circumstances in my life. Angie said, want to try something new. Y'all know that. Y'all know what? That right? You want to try something new? All right, now listen. When you come to this webinar, I am definitely going to bring some clarity to all of these comments that are coming in. Because listen, when you're in a relationship, when you're in a marriage, it is very important for you to understand what that means. And it's one word, it's faithfulness. So when you are in a marriage, in a relationship, you should be in it to be faithful. But unfortunately, a lot of things happen. Oh, Shay said lack of self-control, nagging, and sex addiction. Sex addiction. Good. Well, those are good comments. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Who is this? Shelly said not being shown any affection from spouse. So no connection. Not being able. Oh, all of y'all, please, y'all. I need all of y'all to come over. Go right now to Why Men Cheat webinar. I need y'all on there. I need y'all on my Zoom because we're going to deal with that. We're going to talk about that. Have any of you ever been cheated on? How did it make you feel? How did you feel? How did you get past it? How did you get through it? What did you do? Did you make a decision to leave or did you make a decision to stay? What did you do when it happened to you? If it happened to you? Have anyone else been cheated on? I really want you to share that because as we are going to be dealing with this on Saturday, and I'm going to walk with you. And we're going to have a conversation. We're going to be just talking. You know, it's non-threatening. We just want to talk. I just want to walk y'all through some things because we as women, we carry so much. We're holding on to so much. And it's time for us to do some things differently. We're tired of seeing women just broken. I'm tired of seeing women holding on, thinking that it's their fault, that it's because of how they look. It's because of all of these other things. Do we have a part to play? Absolutely, we do. We have a part to play. Yes. Are we doing everything right? In some cases, we're not. And ladies, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the things that we are doing may not be right, but that does not still allow or cause anyone not to be faithful in a relationships. All right. So here's what Shay says. Shay says some relationships I stayed and some I left. All right. So that's very good, Shane. I'm so glad that you shared that because in some relationships, depending on where you are in your level of maturity or the decision you make, here's the thing. I don't beat anybody up. You have to make the decision whether or not you want to stay or whether or not you want to leave. But I will say you need to always get to the root of what's happening, what's going on, what's causing this relationship to go south. What is causing it? What part do I play? What part does he play? Again, is it mommy issues? I love that. Is it low self-esteem? I love that. But it's some other things that I'm going to share. See, I'm not going to go into detail what the webinar is going to have because I need y'all over there. So do me a favor right now. Go over and get registered for the Why Men Cheat webinar. Did I tell y'all it was free? All right, I ain't gonna tell y'all again. It's free. It ain't gonna cost you nothing but time. It'll give you all the information and it'll give you the times you can choose from. I think you have 2 options to choose from. Just go over there and make it happen. All right, let me hear it. Let me see. Angie said this. It made me feel mad and have low self-esteem. Wow. So sometimes when we in these relationships, we become emotionally broken, right? Emotionally, we become broken because again, we was not expecting any of this to happen. And when it happens, sure, it makes us feel sad. But how did you get through it? How did you get past it? Like Shay said, sometimes in the relationships I stayed, sometimes I walked away, right? And that happened with me as well. And I can go way back because, again, like I share with everyone, when it comes to the why men cheat, we are not coming to just put all of this on them. I am coming to teach both of you on both sides what our responsibilities are as well as women, because we have a responsibility as women to handle certain things. Don't think I'm not going to talk about why women cheat, because that's coming up next, because I've done it. So I know that there are certain topics that we need to deal with. But for this seminar on this Saturday, I'm just going to be dealing with why men cheat. And I'm going to give you tips on why men cheat. Hopefully, it will help you to make sure that we cover ourselves and how we are dealing with it. And then again, it's your decision whether or not you choose to stay or you choose to go. All right, Linda Summer said, I'm signed up. Come on now. Who else signed up? Oh, come on now. Come on now. Who else signed up? Go right over there right now to whymencheatwebinar.com. And you will be able to get signed up. And so let me just share some stories with you in regards to me, because I think this is going to help all of you to. Okay, Shelly signed up. I'm signed up. Okay. I can't wait to see y'all too. I can't wait to see y'all. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a great time just kind of discussing this, and it's gonna be a safe place. You're gonna have a space where you can be vulnerable. It's going to be very safe for you to be able to just we're just going to have a conversation. We're going to converse with one another, and it's going to be that space where we can really, I am going to see, okay, wait a minute. Shay said I can't sign up while I'm on the live, but I will right after. Okay, Shay. Perfect. Just make sure all of y'all just get signed up. All right, so let me see what time it is, because I said I'm only going to be on here for a little while. All right, so let me tell y'all a little bit about me. All right, so I got married at a very young age, and I think telling my story kind of helps. And I was in a relationship. I got married, and it didn't work. It wasn't successful, but I was grateful. There was infidelity on both sides. It wasn't just on one side. And so when I talk about why men cheat or why women cheat, I can really talk from a place of going through it and being in it. But one of the things that I will say is that it was immaturity. When you are very young and you're very immature in your decision making, you become more of a risk taker instead of a person that has reasoning. And again, I was young, so I was more of a risk taker. So I tried and I did some things that I wasn't proud of. And again, I wasn't living a life in Christ. I haven't really committed my life. I grew up in church, but at those moments, it was like I wanted to be wanted. Have any of you ever felt like that? That whatever it took, just wanted to be wanted, right? And so sometimes you go out here and you do things, and when you don't feel that you're being wanted by who you with, you would try to go out there and find someone else to fit those shoes. But that's not the way that we need to do it. We need to be able to be faithful in the relationship that we're in, but we have to have the right conversations. And most times we don't have those conversations. We don't sit down and let our spouse know exactly how we feel and what's going on. There's a level of vulnerability. And here's the thing that I really want each and every one of you to know on today. When it comes to validation, I believe that in a relationship, what you say matter, how you feel matters. You need to be validated. Doesn't mean that both sides are going to agree, but you need to have a space where you can share what you're going through. And I think those things are important. So we want to deal with that. We want to deal with what is causing it. Why do you think men do it? And some of these comments were really great comments. Low self-esteem. Sometimes it was the environment that they grew up in. Sometimes they mirror what they saw. Y'all know how it was back in the day. You know, it was always said that that's what men do, but that's not true. All men are not like that. But some men were in environments where they saw that, and sometimes mirroring what happened. Same thing with some women. Some women were in environments where they were nagging or being disrespectful or not respecting or valuing their spouse, and treating their spouse any kind of way. Sometimes they come from a family where the mother is maybe more strong and the father is more quiet. And sometimes the women will take on that and try to do that in a relationship. And some men will shut down and they be quiet. And then there's a level of avoidance. They will avoid conversations. I'm just sharing this with you on today because I need all of you to get signed up. I need all of you to come over to this free webinar. But I need all of you to understand there is a reason why men cheat. And there is a way to get past it and get on the other side, but the decision has to be yours. You have to make the decision whether or not you want to stay. Because here's what happened when you're in a relationship. And I want to thank you, Shay, for sharing that, because Shay said sometimes, you know, in some of her relationships, she stayed, right? And then other times, what did she do? She left. Right? She made a decision, because some of us, we will stay in that relationship and treat that man like hell. Like we would keep that in front of him. We would keep bringing it up. We would keep accusing him. Come on now, let's just keep it 100. Why sit in a relationship if you're going to keep doing the same thing? Why sit in a relationship if you're not going to forgive him and move on? You got to make the decision. If you make the decision to stay, you have to get past it. Y'all have to go to, and I'm going to talk about this in my session, you got to get some counseling. And a lot of us, we don't have it. So let me ask this question. I got a few of you on, and I'm definitely going to keep this stream up on my pages so that people can watch it later. But how many of you honestly thought that it was your fault for the reason why he cheated on you? How many of you thought that it was maybe if I had this, he wouldn't have done it? I mean, just be honest. How many of you ever thought that it was me? I'm the reason. I'm the one to blame, because if I was more prettier, maybe he would have. If I was this. Let me share something with y'all. Let me just give y'all the heads up on this. It is easier. Oh, I hope I'm helping y'all right now. All right. It is easier to be in a relationship with someone that's not close to you, because they only see you in your perfection. They only see you in your cleanup state. They don't see you in your total state. I hope I'm helping you. See, the cheater, listen to me, the cheater, whether male or female, can keep her look beautiful, because the only time that she may see that person is when she's at her finest. But the closer you are, I hope I'm helping you, the closer you are, right? We see everything about them. We see the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we have to tolerate the fullness. So they get the representative, we get the real deal. And so sometimes when we're so close in relationships, there's more that's exposed and more that's uncovered that have to be dealt with. So we have to communicate in our relationship, and we have to talk about those things that are going on both sides. But we don't do that. So we don't do that. So I hear it all the time, you know, well, my husband, he's not doing this, or this is why I'm going over here. Or I hear, you know what, she's not respecting me. She's, you know, she don't give me what I want, so I'm going over here. They either have an emotional relationship. We're going to talk about this on Saturday, right? Either it's emotional. And check this out, y'all. Listen to me. And sometimes it starts out very innocent. It starts out very innocent. It starts out with a coworker, a friend, and then it leads to one thing, to another thing, to another thing. And the next thing you know, like, yo, what happened? Where did our marriage go? How do we end up here? And then you start looking at everything, checking everything, going through everything. Listen, there's so many levels of this, but I am telling you on today that this webinar is going to answer a lot of your questions. This webinar is going to answer a lot of your questions. And I would like for all of you to be a part of Why Men Cheat, our webinar on Saturday, because I don't want to go into, you know, too much detail. So I say, let me see. Oh, I see the hands going up. Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. How many of you are married that's on here today? How many of you are married? Put it in the chat. If you're married, just raise your hand. How many of you are married? And then put in the chat how long you've been married. How long have you been married? Put in the chat real quick, because we're getting ready to get off here in a minute. How long have you been married? For my women that are married. How long have you been married? Okay. Married. Okay, hands going up. How long have you been married? How many years? How many years have you been married? 6 years. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, darling, almost 16 years. Man, that's awesome. Beautiful. Anyone else? How long have you been married? Wow. Wow. See, being in a relationship, there's so much work that is required on both sides. Wow. 4 years. There's so much work that's required on both sides. Amani, wow, 4 years. Oh my God, it's been 4 years. It's so much work. It's so much work required on both sides, but there's also a need for communication and conversation because there's so many facets to cheating. It really is. So it's not just the intimacy side, it can be the emotional side, it can be the texting side, it can be sexing. I mean, it's so many things. I'm going to talk about all of these things that but we as women, we have to hold our ground. We have to understand our value. We have to understand that you don't have to get back at anyone. You don't have to, you got to maintain you got to maintain the God in you. You have to be the woman that God has called you to be. You don't have to go for revenge. You don't have to go and put stuff on social media. You don't have to go and clap back. You don't have to DM the girl. You don't have to do none of those things. And I've seen so many women go after the woman, and you're going after the wrong person. You're going after the wrong person because the behavior issue and the pattern issue, it's not her, even though she has a part to play. Because if she stopped doing what she's doing, these men can't cheat. If women hold their position right, we wouldn't be having this issue. But women are just in positions where they don't know who they are. They don't know their identity. So what they do is they go after who's available. And as long as they get what they need, because sometimes we're just selfish. But we have to be honest about this. We have to be truthful about this situation that's happening in these marriages. And I've seen so many marriages that are going through this. And this is why I'm so grateful for my mentor, Dr. Sheldon Nix, that is bringing my husband and I into this space so we can teach on these topics: why men cheat, why women cheat, you know, life after divorce, stuff like that we need to talk about, because there's some women who just couldn't do it no more. They said, listen, I'm sick of this. I can't do it no more. I can't stay in this space. But there is still life after divorce. I went through a divorce. There's life after divorce. I've been married now for 30 years. There's life after divorce. We make decisions when we're young, we're immature, we do things that are just not in alignment. And God knows that he knows his children. That's the best thing I can tell y'all. God knows his children. And so as you mature, as you get older, and you get more. And remember, I was telling you, when you're young, you're risk takers. See, risk takers go out here and do everything. That's why you can't tell your kids nothing. This is a sidebar right here. Can't tell these kids nothing because they're risk takers, because again, their brain haven't developed. They're working from the back of their brain. But when you hit about 25 and 27, you start getting up around that age, you're now working from the front of your brain, which is called the reasoning part. And when you work from the reasoning part, you're very hesitant about decisions. So when I see older people making these decisions not to be faithful in their relationship, we need to know what's coming at the source of that. Is it from their environment that they were exposed to? Is it from their rearing? Is it from them having low self-esteem? Is it from, good point, that was made, sex addiction? Let me talk about sex addiction. It is real in these marriages. Listen to me. The pornography, the sexing, multiple partners, all of these things are happening. These are real things that are happening. There are a lot of sex addictions, but they come from different things. Some of them, listen, y'all, now. I'm on here. I'm talking to y'all today as y'all are getting registered, coming over to the webinar. Listen, there are so many different facets to sex addictions. All right, here's one. One could be that a person was molested when they were young by the same sex. So to fight this here, they will run a lot of women. That's one scenario. Another one is a person believes that their manhood is based on them having sex all the time. That's how they define their manhood. It's wrong, but it's a fact. These are things that are happening, right? They think that I gotta keep doing that. And if I ain't getting it from here, I'm gonna find a place to get it. That's not correct. That's not right. It's not. But then there's other facets to it that, again, that they are immature. You know, I tell people, when you become a man, you put away your toys. You stop playing with toys. You stop playing around when you're in a serious relationship, because faithfulness is vital on both sides. And I'm definitely going to talk about why women cheat. Don't think I'm not going to talk about. Don't think I'm just talking about the men, because this is not anything to bash men. This is to educate women. So this webinar is to educate you. This webinar is to say, here, these are some of the things, but here's what we can do. Here are 3 reasons why men cheat. But here's what we can do to kind of turn this thing around. And here's the conversations that we can have with other women, and so that we can pray for women that are going through. Are you praying for women? I've seen so many women that are going through this now, but nobody is in their community for them. And here's another thing too. All right, so let's just go here, because I'm just, you know, I'm getting ready to close out in a few minutes, but these are just things I want to talk about. So let's just say you're in a marriage. You find out that your spouse was cheating, and you started to see a pattern of him cheating, and you forgave him, and he did it again, he did it again, he did it again, he did it again. So you released yourself from the relationship. Once you released yourself from the relationship, it's another part that we don't talk about when I talk about life after divorce, is because when you divorce that person, sometimes the family divorces you too. And that's another way. So you built all of these relationships with family members. You built all of this time. So now when you're no longer with that person, not only do you divorce that person, but you also become divorced from the family in some cases, not in all. There's other relationships I've seen that worked, that even though they wasn't together, they maintained. But for the most part, that person tries to stop that connection since they're no longer together. And that's a weight. And that's something with my seminar that I'm going to be doing in the future called Life After Divorce. I'm going to talk about that. But I want to thank all of you for jumping on during our lunchtime, our chat and chew. Thank all of you for getting registered. Do me a favor. I will be back on tomorrow. I'm going to talk a little bit more on tomorrow. I want to get everybody ready for Saturday. I thank all of you for jumping on. Y'all have an incredible day, and I'll see y'all on tomorrow. Bye.